Hello, and welcome to my 8-bit Season 2 Ubers League draft analysis. So before I start, just talking about the draft, but the mons there, blah blah blah, I think that I'm gonna make this a routine for every time I start up a draft analysis, because this is kind of like the start of me being in a league. But yeah, I'm gonna formally introduce myself here. So with that, hello. You may refer to me as Damage. Now, fun fact about my run in this particular league. I'm a substitute. Yeah, I'm basically taking over a team, that only went through one week of battles. Fortunately, I am technically caught up because, yeah, the league only went one season. The guy, did his battle, and the dude dipped for something, I don't know. Another thing that I should note is that this is my first time playing in an Ubers draft, so, and I don't really play that much Ubers on the ladder now, so I don't think I'm gonna know what I'm gonna be fucking doing. So yeah, that's cool. And yeah, about some things about myself. I've only been playing Draft League for only about a year, and in my year-long career, I haven't really played in that many leagues, just because I've only played in about 1 to 3 leagues at a time. Now, well, okay, minor spoiler alert for videos coming ahead, but yeah, that's gonna change pretty freaking soon, because I'm gonna be in. I'm pretty sure in about 2 to 3 weeks I'm gonna be in 4 leagues at a time. So yeah, expect 2 more draft analysis videos. Yay! Another thing about myself is that when it comes to leagues, that I participated at the very start, I've never missed out on playoffs, ever. Oh, I mean, granted, I've only won in, there's only one time where I was able to make it all the way and actually win a championship in playoffs, which you could find in the bottom right, by the way. But yeah, I haven't missed out on playoffs yet. And technically, I mean, when it comes to this league, I don't know if I'm gonna be making off I don't know if I'm gonna be making in playoffs, honestly. But hey, I technically subbed in 1 week after the league started. So hey, if I don't make playoffs, I could still brag about that fact, assuming I win CDL, or assuming I make playoffs in CDL. Anyways, enough about that. So yeah, as your coach of the Vermont Victinis, I did, like I said before, I did substitute for a draft that already had like a team, drafted already. So I'm gonna be doing things just a little bit differently. I'm not gonna go through each mon individually, just because I didn't participate in the drafting process, so I can't really say what the previous his coach's mentality was when it came to drafting those mons individually. So instead of that, here's the whole team. Yeah, so you got Mega Mewtwo Y, Kyogre, Garchomp, Ditto, Ash Greninja, Araquanid, Crobat, Aegislash, Kingdra, Decidueye, and Lacrimoc Dusk. This is the team that was given to me when I first subbed in. And okay, spoiler alerts, I mean, this isn't my current team, because I did make free agents, but I'll talk about that later. Now, when it comes to the team that I started off with, I actually thought that this was a pretty solid team. Like, you got rain offense in Kyogre, Swift Kingdra and Greninja by itself, like, that alone is pretty terrifying. And what I also like about this team is that the team's speed isn't dependent on rain. Like, you got mons like Mega Mewtwo Y, Crobat, Lycanroc Dusk, and Garchomp. That basically just had that good natural speed for this draft. So yeah, I thought that was cool. But honestly, I would say even though I am pretty happy with this team. One main reason why I wanted to have this team is just because it has Aegislash. Which is, I mean, I don't know if I should say it's my favorite mon just because I have like fucking 10 or 15 favorite mons of all fucking time because goddamn Pokemon has like 800 fucking mons. But yeah, I really like Aegislash just in general. And I am pretty excited to use it in draft format. And also finally get to basically give it a certain name, which I mean, wait, what am I saying? Shit, why did I lose track of thought? But yeah, there is a perfect name I have for Aegislash, which might come like, I don't know, in some Team Builder video. I don't know when. And hey, if you guys can find out the reference to that name, hoo-hoo, good for you. Now, what else is there for me to say? Yeah, I think that's it. I think the team's pretty solid. Oh yeah, another thing that I kind of like about this team is that it has Kyogre. And I actually remember someone telling me that at least from Gen 3 to Gen 5, I was told that Kyogre was actually one of the best mons in Uber's format. Well, I mean, I say Uber's format, but it wasn't really a format at the time. It was just, like, it wasn't really a tier of its own. Anyways, I did hear that Kyogre was one of the best legendaries out there competitively, just because it could run a variety of sets. Because, like, I mean, of course, Choice Kyogre is a thing. And I actually remember someone saying that Kyogre actually ran a similar set to what Suicune ran, which was like Calm Mind, Water Move, and Rest Talk, which is pretty cool. I actually remember looking this up a little bit. I know that there were a few other sets that Kyogre could run. I'm pretty sure there might have been a support set that Kyogre ran. Like at least it could be a defensive pivot that keeps the rain up. I think this thing could also phase with Roar, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Kyogre is a pretty solid mon, and yeah, Ashgren and Kingdra do appreciate the rain because like Swift and Kingdra, modest specs, hits like a truck, and when it comes to Greninja, like water rain boosted choice specs, water shurikens is always nice. And I think that's it. Oh, and I also like the Z captains of this team. Garchomp and Lycanroc Dusk are pretty solid Z captains for this team. And yeah, I think that's it. So I did mention before that I made some free agents of this team. Because it's like, while I like this team already, it does have some things that I do kind of find a little bit unnecessary, and kind of, as a whole, make this team a little bit one note, if that makes sense. It's like I said before, it feels that, you know, this team's speed isn't reliant on offense. Nevertheless, looking at this team, it does feel like it almost feels that I would have to bring Kyogre every single game. And I'm pretty sure my opponent could definitely take advantage of that. So yeah, that was something I would have to keep track of, or take note of. So with that in mind, here are the free agents that I made. Oh, and also keep in mind that because I subbed in, I was given the opportunity to make unlimited free agents. But yeah, I only made these 3 free agents, even though, you know, I could have, like, changed up the whole team, just because, again, I like the team as is. And I just wanted to make some modifications for it. So yeah. I'll go over these free agents in order. So, the first free agent I made was Araquanid for Aromatisse. Now, the reason I decided to drop Araquanid is because I felt with this team, webs weren't really that necessary. Because the team's natural speed is just amazing as it is. Like, it goes from 140 to make me 2Y, then 130 in Crobat, and then like 122 with regular Greninja. Reason why I'm accounting for regular Greninja is because keep in mind that Greninja still has to claim a kill before it can transform, so yeah. Then it goes from like 110 to Lycanroc Dust, and then Guard Shop at 102. So yeah. I felt that this team speed couldn't really take advantage of webs, because it's like, I feel that it needs like wall breakers with like just mediocre speed would be able to take advantage of webs, like say Nidoking or Kyurem B. Like, mons like those I feel really appreciate webs, and it's like, yeah, webs are nice, you know, for like, you know, I suppose Garchomp and Mega Mewtwo Y, just because Choice Scarf is a thing, but even so, I didn't really like it that much. Plus, although Choice Banded, Water Bubble, Liquidations in the Rain sounds like a fucking menace, it's like, I don't see myself bringing Araquanid over Greninja. That's the thing. And with that in mind, I feel that Araquanid honestly provides another electric weakness. And I already have like, this team already has like 4 waters. So yeah, I don't like that. Now, if you look closely at the first draft, I did take Aromatisse over that. Now the reason why I decided to take Aromatisse is because if you look closely, there's no fairy type in this team. And it is 2 dragons. And my only resist to dragon is Aegislash. Dragon spam is a problem. So yeah, wanted to get Aromatisse for that. And I also like Aromatisse in this team, just because, I mean, I will say this down the road, but I'll mention something like this down the road, but I did grab some mons that really appreciated Wish support. And I know there's mons that appreciate Wish support already, like Aegislash and Kyogre, because they don't have access to reliable recovery. So yeah, I just wanted Aromatisse, just for, you know, just for that cleric support. What I also like about Aromatisse is that I did say before that, you know, this team that you see right now is a little bit one note, and because it does seem like, you know, this team is just playing out rain offense or just offense to some degree. So I wanted to grab some tools, some utility-based tools that kind of make this more so of a bulky offense kind of team. Now, the next free agent that I made was Ditto for Piloswine. Now, the reason why I decided to drop Ditto here is because I really, I can kind of picture why the coach before me wanted to get Ditto, because it's like, you know, if a super, for super ultra terrifying, Uber, like set up like fucking, like, okay, let's say for example, Xerneas sets up a Geomancy, and it's like, oh boy, I can copy it with Ditto, and oh my god, I can copy, a Xerneas' stats, and I can outspeed everything with a Choice Scarf. Woo! But honestly, in my opinion, I felt that, I felt that a revenge killer like Ditto wasn't really as necessary, just because I felt that I had the tools in which I don't think I'm gonna need a Mon like that, because this team has already really good natural speed. And that speed is further bolstered with, the rain, the mini rain core that I have in Rain and Swiftstone and Kingdra. With that in mind, oh, and I think I also mentioned that I did have, like, or rather through my free agents, I had enough, I had enough utility options to basically try to steer clear from any setup options that I had. So, with that in mind, I didn't really feel that Ditto. Honestly, okay, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think I'm gonna bring Ditto to any of my games, because I don't know why I would ever bring Ditto, to these games, just because I don't see any potential setup options that my opponent has. There we go. Now, the reason why I decided to pick up Piloswine instead is because, if you look closely, my only rockers are Garchomp and Lycanroc Dusk. It's like, this kind of, relates back to what I said before, and that this team looks a little bit one note. It's like, yes, Garchomp and Lycanroc are they're pretty good offensive stealth rockers in that they can try, threaten Mons, force a switch and get free rocks. But to me, it does feel a little bit inconsistent. And because I had, unlimited free agents at my disposal, I wanted to... I didn't want to, make this team just full-out offense. I wanted, just a little bit of bulk. And I thought that Piloswine was that nice bulky option that set up rocks consistently. Because, yeah, I didn't really, like... Yeah, I just felt like Piloswine here. I thought it was a more consistent, rocker. And I know while, it might be detrimental to have Piloswine as the tank, just because Kyogre's Rain might make water boosted attacks a little bit more detrimental towards Piloswine. I do like adding Piloswine here, simply for the fact that having Piloswine as that bulky setup option means that I don't have to necessarily bring Rain every week. I can go for, like, a bulky offense team with, like, just my fast offensive options, Piloswine as the rocker, blah 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 blah. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Now, the last free agent that I wanted to make was Decidueye for Serena. Now, the reason why I decided to drop Decidueye is because the current team has 2 ghost types, and knockoff is a thing. I don't like that. But actually, yeah, I think that might be the only reason why I didn't like Decidueye is because, well, I guess maybe another reason why I didn't like Decidueye here is because while Decidueye can't be offensive with, like, Swords Dance, it's like I don't really like Decidueye as an offensive Mon when it's not holding a Z Crystal. Because in my opinion, Swords Dance Decidueye without a Z Crystal is a little bit meh, in my opinion. I mean, yes, Life Orb is a thing, but I don't really see how it can get far without a Z Crystal, in my opinion. So, with that, with Decidueye out of the way, I decided to get Serena. Now, even though Decidueye does add 2 ghost types, I can actually see why this guy would want, or the guy before me would want to get Decidueye in his team rather than Serena, just because Decidueye does have a form of recovery that isn't inhibited by Rain in Roost, whereas Serena's Synthesis is inhibited by Rain. But like I said before, I wanted to get I wanted to have options that basically, essentially allow my team to function not only as rain offense, but more so bulky offense if I want to. Serena also gives me a form of hazard removal that isn't punished by contrary slash competitive slash defiant. Not only that, but I also like Serena's. I like that Serena has more immediate power over Decidueye because I'm pretty sure Decidueye has like base 80 or something attack, whereas Serena has base 120, which is nice. Well, I also really like Serena, in my new team just because this was actually inspired by basically some OU team that I saw like basically a couple months ago. Basically, the team that I saw was kind of like a rain team that had dual grass, Ferrothorn and Serena. And what Serena did was she was just basically a Spadef, especially defensive pivot that can pivot out with U-turn and be the cleric of the team. And I don't know. I remember seeing the rate my team. I'm pretty sure that team went like over 2,000 or over 1,900 points in the OU ladder. So yeah, I thought that was cool. But yeah. So recap on the free agents: Arachnid for Aromatisse, Ditto for Piloswine, and Decidueye for Serena. So yeah, what you see here is the team I currently have right now. Now, like I said before, with my free agents, I was able to, just add a little bit more bulk to the team, so this team isn't exactly as one note as the previous team had. It does have a Wish Passer. It doesn't have dual ghosts, so my opponent wouldn't be able to just freely spam knockoffs. Plus I have a more consistent rocker in Piloswine. Now, even though, I still like the team as it is right now, I do know that this team does have a few weaknesses that I unfortunately can't, quite fix or don't know how to fix at the moment. Just because, rather than, the Cascade Draft League, which, allows me to have 12 mons, I'm only limited to 11, which kind of sucks because there are two major things that I wish this team had. Number one, I wish it had another consistent defogger, or another consistent form of hazard removal. Because while Crobat and Serena are good forms of hazard removal, I just don't feel that it's enough. This is just me, but I feel that 3 is the magic number when it comes to just hazard control in general. Like, I feel that a draft, would generally like to have 3 good rockers and 3 good forms of removal. That's just me, though. The second thing that I wish this team had was an electric type. Something to take advantage of the rain. Something that could have 100% accurate, thunders. Because, yeah, I thought that, would be really nice to go, with, the rain that I have right now. Like, for example, something like a Heliolisk would have been amazing in this team, because, dry skin, 100% accurate thunders. Also, gives me a normal type, which doesn't mean to Ghost, which is, which would have been nice. But yeah, despite those little nitpicks that I have about this team, I still think this team is great. Like I said before, this team has amazing offensive options in Mega Mewtwo-Y, Crobat, Ash Greninja, Garchomp, Lycanroc Dusk, has Rain plus Kingdra. Like, I still think this team is solid, in my opinion. But yeah, it just had, those little things that I wish it had, but limited space for mons, blah blah blah. Yeah. So I think with that, I'm pretty sure that concludes my 8-bit league draft analysis. until next time, where I hopefully have a team builder and a live commentary video sometime in the coming week. Hopefully. Later!